waited my entire life for this.
In case you couldn't tell, this video is going to be about something to do with Wakanda. More specifically, Shuri's future in the MCU. I did touch upon this a little bit in my last video. I'm not sure it's my previous one, but I'll link in the description. Is Shuri versus Tony Stark. Personally, I think she's got two routes she can go down. In the comics, she actually has become Black Panther during a time when T'Challa wasn't able to. I can't remember the exact reason. Could have been in a coma or something like that. Can't remember. But she was Black Panther, and she did a really good job at it. And her costume looks super badass. They could grow her role into something similar to that of Maria Hill as a, not so much as a generic background character, because Maria Hill is quite important to the MCU as far as S.H.I.E.L.D. and Iron Man, Tony Stark, and even, well, more so Steve Rogers, Captain America, because she's been a part of those movies, and I guess more importantly, Nicholas Fury. Nicholas Fury. Who says that? But yeah, so she could be that character, or she very well could be similar to Q in James Bond. Now, for those of you who don't know who Q is, he's the guy who's the tech genius that gives James Bond all of his techie gadgets that you see. If you've ever watched a James Bond movie, that's who Q is. Or if you haven't, so I suggest checking some of them out so you probably get a better idea of who I'm talking about. And they're actually really good movies, the ones that I've seen. So as I said before, she could be Black Panther in some form or another, which I may very well do a video on in depth. But what really interests me more is her taking on more of a Riri Williams, that's very hard to say, Riri Williams kind of character. Riri Williams is a relatively new character in the comic book landscape for Marvel. She's also the cause of a lot of social justice warrior controversy, which I understand, but I think she's so much more than that. I'll do a little bit of a very, very basic background on her. So she's basically a super genius, which puts her really in the leagues with Doctor Doom, Reed Richards, both of whom you probably will recognize the names of from the Fantastic Four movies. They're terrible movies. They don't really represent the characters that well. Let's hope if Marvel can get them back properly with all the stuff going on with Fox, they can do a good job with them and port them in movies, which I'll probably do a video on it as well. Anyway, she's in the league with them as a super genius. She's probably not so much on their levels like some of the other characters are within the comics themselves, but she's still super smart. She, in a similar fashion, creates an Iron Man armor with minimal supplies. However, hers were made with her school minimal supplies, whereas Tony Stark's were made in a desert. At some point, she does go on to take the Iron Mantle, as it were, when Tony Stark falls into a coma. She doesn't actually take the name of Iron Man or even Iron Woman, she actually becomes Iron Heart. I think this could be easily adapted into the MCU role, with the character of Shuri being one of the smartest, well, the smartest person in the MCU as established by the comics, the prequel comics to Infinity War. Now, let's say Iron Man either dies, goes into a coma, or decides after Infinity War, during Infinity War, to hang up his iron armor. Shuri could be the character that fills that iron void that may happen in the MCU. Unlike Captain America, who has either Falcon or Bucky, who can take on the shield, the Captain America Stars and Stripes, all of that, Tony Stark's Iron Man really has no one that can take on that role currently. Now, we know Shuri can already create epic suits, as we've already seen in Black Panther. She created 2 suits after Civil War. T'Challa's design from Civil War. She created the new Black Panther stealth suit, which wasn't very stealthy in the movies because you could hear footsteps, but still. She created that one and what became known as the Golden Jaguar, which Eric Killmonger stole in, well, sort of stole, depending on your viewpoint, in Black Panther. Spoilers, in case you haven't seen the movie. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. It's been out for a long time now, and it's made over $1 billion worldwide. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Yeah, do it. And if my theory is correct that she does help Tony Stark create his new armor that we see in Avengers Infinity War, so hard to say, even after like my 5th take. Anyway, that will definitely give her that connection that Riri has in the comics with Tony Stark. What I would really love more than her becoming Black Panther, or at least as well as this is this sort of Riri adaptation of the character. Maybe somewhere down the line, Riri Williams will make an appearance along the lines with hopefully Miles Morales within the MCU. But if all we get is her eventually becoming Black Panther in some form or fashion, I'd be happy with that, because I really want to see some character growth for Shuri, as she was one of my favorite characters that were in the Black Panther movie, and I see her becoming a really big deal later on in the MCU after Infinity War. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll get back to you guys later with another video. Peace out.